What's up, everybody? It's your man right here, the one, the only, that beautiful Rhode Island Red Rooster, one of the original Road Warlords. And doing this particular video to speak on the live feed that was done yesterday by Chasing Andrew Jackson and his girlfriend. You know, want to give just want to give my take on it, and add in a few things and stuff if I may. So, shout out to brother Chase Andrew and his family. They were speaking about, several things and stuff. We got to know the other side of Chase Andrew and stuff. His girlfriend, stuff like that, and some of the routes and stuff that they would take. Some of the, the endeavors that they've been through. Some of the routes that they take, to get where they have to go and stuff like that. And so, I guess first things first and stuff, they were talking about, the business credit thing first, where Chasing Andrew, he went his way of doing things and stuff, which was going through Eating Code to get what I call financial literacy. Financial literacy and stuff like that, which is, building credit, so on and so forth. So that's what I'm going to refer to, when I talk about Eating Code, guys. Eating Code is a financial expert and stuff, which I would like to refer to him as a financial scientist. A financial scientist and stuff. And so being a scientist, he gave, he gave Chasing Andrews and stuff and many other people that go through his program insight to not just insights, but just give them information about financial literacy so that they can get those things and stuff that they need straight on the financial side of stuff, to go through, whatever endeavors they need to go through and stuff, whether it's building business credit, building up a business, so on and so forth. So he went that route, and his girlfriend, she wasn't, for whatever reason, stuff, she wasn't feeling Eating Code and stuff. I don't want to call him, I don't want to use the word she used and stuff. And so, but that's what it was and stuff. A lot of people feel that way about Eating Code, a lot of people feel that way about Eating Code and stuff. But, from a generalized forum and stuff, when it comes to Eating, shout out to that brother, shout out to Eating Code. A lot of people, he gets a lot of bad raps and stuff, man, because, he even said it himself. He gets a lot of bad rap and stuff because the information that he has, a lot of people feel as though he's not bringing anything and stuff that people don't already know about. And so they saying, well, just give me the quick version and stuff like that. I'll get all the other stuff straight. And, it's not as simple. Because this man is a teacher and stuff like that. And so, his platform is based upon those who want to get that one-on-one, because not everybody's going to get everything down pat. They need those one-on-ones and stuff, and that's that. But, some people feel like they should talk to him and he should just get the information and stuff for free. They should get it for free and stuff. And so, my take on that, just like everybody else's, is that, you see, when you get information for free, right? When you get information for free, you're not invested. You're not invested. The only person that's invested is the one that's giving you the information. And so, it's up to you whether you take it or not. And so a lot of times people take the free information and then, they put their own little spin to it because they got the quick version, and then certain things and stuff are left out. And then they find out and stuff later on, okay, well, it wasn't as simple. And then they want to blame the person who brought them the information. And so, that's what Eating Code is. That, a lot of people want to get this stuff for free. And, you're talking about, well, this what I charge and stuff to get this information and stuff to you. A lot of people don't want to take that. But then for those who do, you see the results. Even though the results vary, is that it's still a result, It's still a result and stuff. Because, see, when you're invested into something, now you're looking at that brand and you're saying, okay, the brand, you're going to this particular brand to get this set of information. But see, you're coming in, you're coming all in, to make sure that you get what you need and stuff like that, so that you get the lessons and learn them properly. You know, that's the thing about getting free information versus paid information. You know, it's just, even though, you know, a lot of stuff I give is for free and stuff like that, but, you know, it's basically Lone Mountain and just trucking in general. But, you know, stuff like that, dealing with finances or whatever and stuff, you know, you just need that and stuff. And I understand why he charged, but, you know, he just get that rap as being a con artist and stuff. And a lot of people who say that he's a con artist is people that's not invested, nor they even thinking about investing into him, but they want to give him this bad, you know, they want to give him this bad rapper saying, you know, this is what he is. But, you know, again, that's Brother Edan Cole and stuff like that, you know. So like him or love him, that's the route he took. He got the information and stuff like that. And so, you know, they were you know, she was saying that he should give the information to her, even though the information that he got was from Edan Cole. And so with that, I would have to agree with her. You know, I would definitely have to agree with her and stuff, because when you're living together, that's a partnership. And see, everything that you do is business. You know, even in your personal life is business. You know, because you can be an individualist and get whatever information you need and stuff and keep it for oneself. But, you know, when you're in a group and you're practicing group economics, you know, which is what a partnership is, whether you're married or, you know, you have a girlfriend, you know, it's a partnership. And so what one does, the other one's going to benefit off of it by default. And so, you know, if she needs the information to further herself along and stuff, to get the things that she needs, and you all in one house, just as you have the information there and stuff, you know, she may not, you know, she feel a certain way about Edan Cole and stuff, and that's fine. But, you know, again, you got the information, and so you could take the information and then give it to her, which would in turn help her in what she needs and stuff, which means that it helps the both of you, you know, empowering, you know, that's what makes a power couple, you know, empowering each other, so to speak. You know, cause just like when I first, you know, I've been married twice and stuff like that. And so, you know, when me and my wife and stuff, when we got together, especially when I got my life, you know, when I started driving trucks, you know, my income was a lot more greater than hers. But everything that we purchased, if I was financing and stuff, I'd make sure that her name was up there too and stuff, so she would get the credit, you know, that she would get the credit along with myself, even though, you know, I was paying all the bills and stuff like that. But everything that I paid for, if it was financed, if it was a way to establish credit, get credit going, get a credit history, I always put her up there too and stuff, you know, to make sure that she got, you know, the she got the credit just as I did. You know, because, you know, if she ever felt that she wanted to go into any kind of endeavor, whatever, you know, of course, it will always have to be, you know, explained through both of us and stuff like that. But, you know, she can go in and she can do that. She will have everything and stuff that was necessary. Cause just like when, unfortunately, you know, when me and her separated, the thing was that she left, but she left without any kind of debt. And then, you know, whatever it is that she wanted to do, she could just go right into it, you know, cause with me paying all the bills and stuff like that, and her getting her credit stuff built up, you know, she would have all the capital necessary. Cause I always told her, you know, the money that you make, invest in oneself. That's what you can do for this household and stuff like that. Take your money, don't spend it feebly and whatever, you know, it's that way, whatever things that you want to do, you can do them, you know, without hesitation. Cause, you know, since I made the most money, I paid the bills. But, you know, that's just me. That's just me on my situation stuff. But, you know, in any situation stuff dealing with a partnership, any information that you can have that can help the other person stuff, that's what you do without hesitation. You know, without hesitation. Otherwise, it's no point in being in a partnership and you're going to be individuals. You could just do that by yourself. So, you know, I do feel that, yeah, you should give her the information and stuff. Now, whether she receives it or not and stuff, you know, that's a different story. But, you know, at least she has it. You know, if you have it and she wants it, then, you know, you should give it to her. And so, what else did they talk about? Okay. Purchasing a home, right? Purchasing a home and stuff like that. And so, you know, they talked about their situation. You know, they came from the hood, like, you know, Chase and Andrew was staying in his house. I mean, he was staying in his mother's house, stuff like that. You know, then, you know, they met, they got together, they got the house and stuff. And so, you know, he showed the house that they used to be in, where it was and stuff. And then, you know, they got from there to where they are now and stuff. Completely and totally understandable. You know, I understand with them, you know, Chase and Andrew, his girlfriend and stuff, they you know, they're young. And so when you're young and stuff, it's a lot of things that even if an older person would tell you, it's like, well, you know, you can't understand it until you get to that, until you go to that level of experience or whatever. Then you're like, oh, okay, all right, that's what you're talking about. So the question that was asked was like, you know, when they stay, you know, they call it a trap house and stuff like that. But, you know, it's a trap house. Doesn't matter whether you go to, whether you in the hood or whether you staying in the house that you're staying in now that you're paying rent in. It's all they all trap houses. You know, they all trap houses and stuff. But what was interesting, you know, she asked the question, well, you know, what did you get out of it when we stayed in that house for a year and stuff? And so he said, well, you know, I got my truck. You know, so you always talk about the $15,000 flat top. So, you see, and it ties into the question and stuff about purchasing a home. Now, to get a house and stuff today, man, you're looking at a 30-year mortgage, which is absolutely insane. You know, it's absolutely insane. You know, for a 30-year mortgage on a house that costs $150,000, and you know, you drive a truck for a living and stuff, especially, you know, being an own operator, you're gonna purchase a truck at the same price. And so, you know, you got two ways and stuff of doing it. And so, being that, you know, y'all came from the trap and then you got into this house and stuff now, you know, you kind of understood the purpose of capital. Like, okay, I stayed in the trap. I got this I got business credit with this $15,000 truck into an industry where I'm gonna make $200,000 plus a year, right? I'll make $200,000 plus a year. So, you know, you also talk about the lease thing and stuff. You know, people need lease programs and stuff like that. I mean, you got the equipment, so that means you ahead of the game. You know, as for most people and stuff, they gotta do, you know, 5 years or whatever and stuff, and then get the equipment paid off, and then, you know, start to, you know, accumulate the capital and stuff that way. But to make a long story short, is just you're gonna have to do the lease program and stuff. Is just the thing is, you know, you're doing the lease program except you in the house doing it instead of in a truck. That's the thing there, you know. Cause the other alternative and stuff, you know, gonna have to require some real sacrifice, you know. Like, for instance, what I'm doing. I refuse, even though I can afford it, I had to look at my situation and say, well, look, I stay on the road 95% of the time. 95%. So what's the point of me getting a place and paying rent just to say that I got a place to stay? You know what I'm saying? To get some trap house to say I got a place to stay and stuff like that. Because when you get a place, then you're going to want things in there and stuff. And when you get these things and stuff, you're going to want the nice things. You know, the big screen TV, the nice couches, the nice bedrooms and stuff like that. And so you got all this nice stuff, and then, you know, you paying this rent, which ain't doing anything. It's not doing anything for you. It ain't doing anything to you. It ain't doing anything for you. It's just, okay, I got a roof over my head. But, you know, the advantage, you know, and again, I'm speaking on my situation. I looked at it from this perspective here. In 5 years, I bought 3 trucks and 3 trailers. My first truck cost me $30,000. My second one cost me $60,000, and then this one right here is $61,000. So I'm looking at right there with just the truck and stuff. In 5 years, I got I got $150,000 in 5 years in just the truck. Then I bought 3 trailers, one for $27,000, and one for $27,000, one for $13,000, and one for $10,000. So the only thing that's got to be paid off now is just this truck, Ken. I ain't got but 9 more payments. Well, yeah, I ain't got but 9 more payments on the truck, and then I'm paid off on that. So in 5 years. So, in 5 years and stuff, I paid, close to $200,000 in 5 years. So, your basic house and stuff, you're running anywhere about $90,000. So I'm like, what do I look like? What do I look like paying 30,000, paying 30 years and stuff in a mortgage? So what I started doing, the money I started, so I gave all the stuff up, and I still act like I'm paying rent. I still act like I'm paying rent and stuff, so I just keep it in the bank. I still act like I'm paying bills and stuff, even though I don't have bills in the physical form. And so I just take that money and I save it up, and I say over 5, in 5 years, I'm just buy my house straight out and just be done with it. I ain't doing no 30 years. But the sacrifice is that I got to be in the truck. I got to stay in the truck and stuff. And so, it was rough at first. It was rough at first and stuff, but I did. I started it right before I got this truck in and stuff. So I got 3 years in and stuff like that. But I need a little bit more of a safety net. So I'm saying, in another 2 years and stuff, I should have what I need. And I'm just gonna buy my house straight out and just be done with it. But that takes that level of sacrifice to say, well, I'm out here and I'm grinding and stuff like that. That's why a lot of times you see me, I'm always doing videos in the truck. There are some points of weaknesses and stuff where I get to, like, I bought 3 vehicles. I'm a big Nissan fan. I bought a Nissan 300. I bought a Nissan 350, and I bought a Nissan Armada. Bought the vehicles and stuff like that, and I got them sitting in storage. You know what I'm saying? I got them sitting in storage. I didn't, I ain't put no plates on it, none of that stuff there, cause I know what's gonna happen if I do that. If I put plates on it, then I'm be wanting to drive it, and I'll drive it. Then I'll be wanting to modify it and stuff like that. And then next thing you know, I got a bunch of money tied up, in something that, and I'm trying to take care of things now. But, again, that just required that level of sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what I can do. But, I say in some people's situations, it's just, what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to sacrifice in order to have ownership of something? Because, see, when you building a legacy, and stuff, it's going to always be tough. I always tell people to refer to this movie, There Will Be Blood. There will be blood. That's the best way I can describe legacy building right there, is that, when you start out, you're going to always start out with nothing. And so when you start out with nothing, you're going to always get the bad end of the deal. If you apply for credit, then you're going to get some high interest loan, that sort of thing there. So you got to build up a portfolio in order for you to get good credit card. Nobody just comes out here and say, oh, wow, yeah, you got a $700 credit score, 800 credit score, you golden. First time buyers program, stuff like that, they're going to hit you up with some ridiculously high interest. But, the same thing, like, what taught me how to manage my business in trucking was in the lease. When I stayed in them leases and stuff and pay those leases every week, and then I transitioned from getting a truck to the bank, You know, now having to pay once a month and stuff instead of every week, you know, you take that money, now you know what to do with it. Now you know how to build up an escrow. Cause, you know, I never would have thought, man, that the type of money and stuff that I got the type of money I got in my account and the money I'm able to save and stuff like, it's just insane. I thought that, well, that type of money can only come through like money marketing and stuff like that. But, you know, by just simply saving and, you know, by simply saving and stuff and saying, well, you know, I don't need these things now because I'm investing in the future, you know, every time, you know, now it's easy for me to put money away and stuff like that, you know, it just having that financial discipline through sacrifice. But, you know, it comes through, it just comes through those programs and stuff I went through, you know, going through the lease programs and stuff, being in the hole all the time and stuff like that. And then, you know, it grabs you and stuff into a point to where you say, I got to come up with a plan. And then the plan going to consist of this formula right here and stuff. And then I need this right here in order to execute it and stuff. And so, you know, even in that, I still had some setbacks, guys. The second truck I purchased, you know, was through a lease program and stuff, which I shouldn't have to do. I shouldn't have had to did, but my first truck was paid off. But because of me not taking care of my truck properly, now I had to, you know, now I had that setback and stuff. You know, I had to go get the second truck, which I really didn't want. You know, I didn't want a Century class. You know, not coming out of a 780 and getting into a Century class and stuff. But you know, that's what I had to do. But you know, and that's just the position I'm in now and stuff. Is that, you know, like, well, even when I purchased this truck here, you know, I got it at first for the intention of trying to stretch myself out and say, oh well, you know, I'm gonna start doing a little West Coast here and there and stuff like that. You know, I had the truck, you know, well over 2 years now, and I haven't even been west of I-81, you know, so I just specifically run East Coast freight. That's where my lane is, that's where my money is and stuff like that. And so, you know, I just ride around and get it, but I'm getting it all the time because I know that when my time comes, you know, and I've been looking at some of these houses, some of the stuff has been dropping, and I already know how I want to do things, you know, because when I get my place, I don't want to be somewhere where it's an HOA. You know, that's a trap house. There's no point in me getting a house and then I got to go by somebody else's rule and regulation. You know, well, your grass is too green. You know, your cars look too good and stuff like that. You know, I don't need none of that. I'm like, if that's the case, you know, people always talking about, well, Section 8 housing and stuff like that, but it's no different. You know, if you staying in, if you rent a house or you got an apartment or whatever, it's a trap house because all the rules and stuff that's in there, you know, it's specifically designed to work against you. You know, you can't do anything because you got certain rules and stuff like that. You know, like, hey, I drive a truck for a living. I feel like when I go home, I want my truck and my trailer in my yard. That's why the house I'm getting, I'm not only getting that and stuff, but I'm also understanding zoning laws and stuff because I want to get the properties. I want to get the properties beside me. I want to get the properties behind me, and I want to get the properties and stuff in front of me, and understand those zoning laws and stuff, so that when I build my place, that when and if, you know, things get expanded to a point to where, you know, the city comes to where I am and stuff because of the property and the way that I bought it. Nobody can build around me and stuff like that. So my house won't be put into some kind of HOA. You know, I don't want none of that stuff. I don't want to come to no meetings and none of that stuff there. I want to have my house the way I want my house, you know, and that's that. You know, I don't need nobody telling me how to cut my grass or how my cars need to be parked or, you know, my garage doors and all that other stuff there, you know. So that's the thing there is that. But, you know, it's going to take that type of sacrifice. Otherwise, that I could just go settle and say, well, yeah, you know what? Yeah, let me go get this place and stuff. And then I'm in the HOA. And then, you know, I'm always back and forth and stuff with them. And I understand that, you know, you got fines and stuff like that, and then you got to wind up going to court and all this other crap here. And I believe you can either be you could be you could be removed from the premises. You know, that's what happened to Floyd Mayweather. You know, all that money Floyd Mayweather got and stuff, you know, he had a disagreement with the security people. You know, he stayed in a gated community and stuff, and he decided to come home at 3 a.m. and stuff, and they had a problem with him coming in his house, you know. But see, that's what HOAs do. It's just like being in a trap. You being in the hood and stuff like that. You know, you ain't got no security and stuff around you, but, you know, you sit, you know, you buy certain things, you know, you want nice stuff, and then somebody come, you know, it's just his hate. It just haters all the way around. You know, your neighbors, they hating on you. They hating on you and stuff like that because they feel like you shouldn't have this or you shouldn't have that. And then the same thing stand in the hood, you know. It's just the haters. If the haters weren't there, the hood would be good. But somebody see the BMW sitting out there on them 24s and stuff like that, you know, oh man, you know, next thing you know, you got stick 'em up people. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. You got a house, you got nice stuff in it. Somebody want to break into it and stuff like that because, you know, you like nice stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it and stuff. You know, I ain't into the jewelry or whatever, but, you know, I like I said, I like nice things and stuff, and I feel that any person that work hard for it should get it. But, you know, you just got haters out there and stuff that feel like, okay, you know, you getting your stuff, you doing you and stuff, and, you know, because you're there minding your own business, doing your own thing, I better come over there and disrupt that and stuff. I mean, you know, that's what people are. And so, you know, doesn't matter whether you out there in that nice neighborhood and stuff, and I know it feel good to be in that house. It look good. Y'all look comfortable. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the reality. You know, you paying rent, so it's just like being in the lease program and stuff with Prime and all that. We always talk about it, you know. You always talk about it, but hey, that's just the program you in and stuff. But, you know, just like the people in Prime, they there because for whatever reason they don't have the capital necessary and stuff, you know, to get, you know, whether it's a $15,000 flat top or just go get a truck in general. So, you know, they got to go over there and stuff, and they gonna be in them lease program where they got to pay $800-900 a week. But, you know, you take that experience and stuff right there, and then you grow from it. And so that's the thing there. You know, we always in some trap program. You know, it doesn't matter whether, you know, it's in the house or in the truck or whatever, you know. First things are always going to be the hardest things unless you got the capital on hand. And so, you know, of course, getting the capital going to require some sacrifice. Because she's saying, well, you know, look, you know, you did your thing and stuff for a year. But, you know, saying, you know, in other words, you got to be there. So I understand the adjustment, you know. You working the job and stuff like that. You home, you home every day or every other day and stuff like that. So you ain't got to hit the road, you know. But again, it just puts it kind of put a cap on how much capital and stuff you can bring in. You can maximize it based upon what you're doing, you know. But in order to make more capital, and to move things along and stuff more quickly, you know, that's going to require you to have to be away from the house a little bit more. But, you know, that's just something that y'all got to come to that understanding about. You know, that's what it means to be in a partnership and stuff. But, you know, that sacrifice, man, that's what it is. That sacrifice and stuff. And so, like I said, take it from somebody who know. I mean, shoot, I can go and apply and get a house right now today. But I'm not going to sit here and be foolish enough to say I got 30 years in me. I got 30 years of pay. I can't do that. I'm over here almost, you know, I'm almost 40 years old. You know, 30 years and stuff, you know, I'll be 70. That's very arrogant for me to say that. You know, it's very arrogant for me to say, okay, I got 30 years in me and stuff, you know. No, man, you know, it's day by day, but I'm going to save the capital up because I know those things and stuff that I own, they equal up to the same, the same type. It really, the house and the property and stuff really isn't that expensive. Not the stuff I want. But, I know it can be done, and I did it in 5 years. So I'm like, shoot, I put myself in that same, predicament. Thing that helps me, it's just my situation. I don't have no wife, no children. So, I can ride out here and I can get it. But for somebody who has a family, that's where everything got to be discussed. It's like, look, this the type of thing we got to do. Like, all right, we here in the trap, but, we ain't trying to build nothing in the trap. We just here, okay? We just here until we get our stuff. But, when we get it, what's it going to be? We're going to move from one trap to another trap, or we're going to get, something that we can truly be happy and have some ownership in. Cause you always talk about going in circles, and like I said, everything that you do, even your personal stuff, man, I mean, it's business. It's always business, and we might have it down packing stuff, as far as what we do with our trucking endeavors and stuff, but then, it comes towards, other things and stuff that are personal, again, that still requires you and stuff to have to make, financial transactions. So, see, it makes it business. We're going to go in circles and say we're going to move from one trap to another trap, or this going to be the last trap that we move into and stuff. The next one we're going to have ownership in. That's my thing there. Sometimes I be wanting to break down like, man, you know what? Screw this crap. I'm going to just go get me a crib and that's it. Screw it. I'll stay here and stuff, but that's I tried that before. I tried that and stuff, and man, all I got was hate. I'm like, shoot. I'm sitting over here a 93. I'm sitting over here with a 93 Ford Ranger. A 93 Ford Ranger. Vehicle, the Blue Book value and stuff, man, was probably about $600. $600. I kept it stocked. I kept the thing stocked. Nobody messed with it. Nobody messed with it. Nobody wanted to do anything with it. The whole night, I couldn't even get a jump start on that pickup truck. So I decided, I saved my dough up and stuff. I went and just did pimp my ride. I went, got it painted, got everything modified in it, throw them 22s on and stuff like that. Every time I turn around, somebody always saying something about my pickup truck. Somebody always saying something about it. And the thing was, I saved, I went and bought the pieces, piece by piece, kept it in the crib, and then I just put it all together at one time. And so everybody, man, just had some, even at the time, the girlfriend I was dating, when I was going to get all that stuff done, she was very negative about it and stuff like that. And then, I get a call from the apartment complex, the trap house I was in. They always saying, well, I had the tint in the windows and stuff like that. They couldn't see the inspection sticker. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't see the inspection sticker, but everything else was on par. So I had to come in it and I had to show them, okay, all right, look, my vehicle registered and I got this and I got that. I got low profile tires and stuff, and they thinking my tires flat, so I got to explain to them, look, I mean, but see, that's the thing there. When it was stopped and it was sitting in that park, nobody had nothing to say. But then I sat there, pimped it out. Every time I turn around, somebody got something to say about it. So, and again, because of me being in the trap, and they knowing what I do for a living, it just made things difficult for me and stuff. And so, I'm like, that's just the thing there and stuff, man. I mean, and I said, man, I ain't going, I ain't doing this no more. Screw it. You know what I'm saying? So, I wound up with my pickup truck and stuff, some underhanded stuff got done, and some underhanded stuff got done, you know, by my sister's ex-boyfriend and stuff. You know, he want to serve, you know, I'm keeping my pickup truck over at his house. I'm keeping it at his house. That's how deep the hate goes. I'm keeping it at his house. He ain't had no problem with me keeping it over there. And then him and my sister have a falling out. So then he write a letter to the state saying that I owe him $300. Say I owe him $300, and he trying to get possession of the truck. But you know, now I came to him on, you know, on some G stuff and told him, okay, now look, you trying to get my truck and stuff through the state by writing them and saying I owe you some money, but then you never came to me and said, well, look, okay, let me give you some bread for this truck. Let me break you off with some money. So I say, well, look, you know, okay, give me $2,500. He can't do that. You know, he got to go through that method and stuff like that just to get the pickup truck. And so I'm like, with everything that was transpiring, I said, you know what? For me to have some peace of mind and stuff, I said, you know what? You can have it. You can have it. You know, to keep me from busting you in the head, you can have it. But that taught me a lesson. Like, you know, when I do things, like, you know, where I got my vehicles at now and stuff, I got them in the storage where I pay money. You know what I'm saying? It's a business train. I don't do nothing personal no more. You know, I keep my vehicles there. You know, I give them the money. They ain't got nothing to say. Okay, make sure that you paid up. So I just pay them up for the whole year. I pay them up for the whole year and stuff. I see you next year. You know, I see you next year. You know, they keep an eye on it and stuff like that and everything. You know, I got my cameras and stuff like that. You know, and that's that. But it's always business. I don't do nothing personal with nobody. You know, even when I go around my family, if I stay in that house, I give them some money. Like, look, if I stay there for a day or two and stuff, okay, look, how much the light bill? Let me put something on the light bill. Don't worry about the light bill this month. I never stay in a place, you know, everything I do is always business. Never personal stuff. Because, you know, in the end and stuff, I mean, you know, that's what people, you know, that's the type of stuff they own. That's the type of stuff they own. But, you know, again, that sacrificing that comes from, and that's what it is, you know. You got to get with your partner and stuff like that and say, well, look, you know, hey, this what it is. Lay down the portfolio and stick with it. If we going to get out the trap, if we going to get out of here sooner, this is what we got to do right here. Otherwise, that we can go down here, we can apply for this loan. We can stay over here for 30 years and stuff like that. And hopefully what we got, we ain't in no HOA or nothing like that and stuff. But, you know, I mean, again, it's just good luck with it. You know, if you're gonna get you a decent place, something decent, it's gonna always be at a HOA, some kind of HOA, you know. And again, that just stand in the trap. But you know, that's my takeaway from this stuff, man. You know, I also like, you know, her business pitch and stuff, you know, that business proposition that she was talking about, you know, a business endeavor that she's in and stuff. And so, you know, I got to check that out, cause I am I'm a big dude and stuff. And hey, look, if what she has can help lose some weight and stuff, then I'm all for that, you know. So, I'll be checking that website and stuff up. And once it goes up, you know, I'll be a contributor, you know what I'm saying? I'll be a contributor, cause I mean, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do and stuff like that. So that's the thing there and stuff. I mean, you know, I mean, they seem happy. They seem happy and stuff, you know, and it's not too many situations where you got a couple that's on some business stuff. You know. It's very rare you see stuff like that. It's usually one person that's on it, the other person that's trying to live the best life. But, you know, my takeaway is that, I mean, just, you know, go with your endeavor, but just understand from your man is that, you know, we talk, you know, you already said yourself about going in circles, but, you know, I mean, paying rent in a house is just like being in a lease program with Prime. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You put money in it, you ain't getting nothing out of it. So if you got to be in it, don't be in it too long. Don't get comfortable. Don't be buying a whole bunch of furniture and stuff. And, you know, all the best furnitures and all this other stuff, man. Look, this just a trap house until we get into the thing and stuff, man, we trying to get into. You know, that's the thing there. So, you know, that's my takeaway from it. I'll just leave it as that and stuff. So feel free to hit me up on my Instagram page, which is Rhode Island Red Rooster 22. Rhode Island Red Rooster 22. Well, I'm posting up things about my 2013 Freightliner Cascadia. Then, you know, I also put a few words of wisdom and stuff up there as well. Also, my contact information is on my YouTube page. I do say text me first. Let me know who you are. Let me know what the subject matter is and stuff so we can go into constructive dialogue. And with that being said, this your man right here, the one, the only, that beautiful Rhode Island Red Rooster, telling you as always, continue to do your research, fact-finding studies, harness on your skills every day. Till next time we talk, next time we meet, be safe, be easy.